If you spend any time walking through a coastal forest, you'll notice something interesting. The trees here don't grow the same way they do further inland. Some lean dramatically toward the light, others are permanently bent from years of strong ocean winds. Branches are thicker on one side than the other. Trunks twist, nothing is perfectly straight, and yet these are often the trees that survive. They haven't resisted the forces around them, they've adapted to them. I think our bodies work in much the same way. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear is that the goal is to have perfect posture or to make the body completely symmetrical. But nature doesn't really work that way. Your body has been shaped by everything you've experienced. The sports you've played, the injuries you've had, the way you sit at work, the way you carry your children. Even stress changes how you move. Just like these trees, your body is constantly adapting to the forces placed upon it. The problem isn't that you've adapted, the problem is when you've lost the ability to keep adapting. That's where fascia becomes really interesting. I like to think of fascia as the body's communication network. It connects everything together, helping distribute force throughout the body rather than allowing one area to take all the load. When that system is healthy, your body has options. If you reach for something awkwardly, if you step on uneven ground, if you catch yourself from falling, the load spreads throughout the entire system. Everything shares the work. That's resilience. Healthy fascia doesn't make you rigid, it makes you adaptable. Now compare that to a body that's become restricted. Maybe an old ankle injury stopped moving properly. The hips slowly compensated, then the lower back, then the shoulder. Over time, instead of the force spreading throughout the body, it begins concentrating into fewer and fewer areas. The body still finds a way to function, but it has fewer options. Eventually something starts complaining. That's often when pain shows up. Pain isn't always because something is damaged. Sometimes it's because the body has run out of good strategies. It's become too predictable, too rigid. The forest gives us another lesson here. When a storm comes through, the strongest tree isn't necessarily the stiffest one. It's often the one that can bend just enough. It moves with the wind while still maintaining its integrity. That's real strength. And that's exactly what I'm trying to help people rediscover through gentle myofascial release. People sometimes assume that because the work is gentle, it can't create meaningful change. But the goal isn't to force the body into a new position. The goal is to help the nervous system feel safe enough to let go of unnecessary tension, to restore movement where it's been lost, to give the body more options again. Because when your brain trusts that you can move safely in lots of different ways, it doesn't need to protect you quite so aggressively. Your movement becomes easier. Your range of motion improves. You stop fighting with yourself every step. The body doesn't need to be perfectly aligned. Just like this forest, it needs to be adaptable. It needs enough freedom to respond to whatever life throws at it. So next time you're walking through a forest like this, take a look at the trees. Notice how years of wind have shaped them. Notice how they don't resist every force. They adapt. Our bodies are designed to do exactly the same thing. And when we restore that adaptability, movement becomes easier, pain often begins to settle, and the whole body starts working together again.